Did you think there's another Black Renaissance coming to filmmaking that's happening right now?
Oh yes, most definitely, and I definitely think that YouTube and Vimeo play a big role in that. Because before, I think, except for Spike Lee, because he has creative control over everything he does. A lot of the Black films were being produced through like white film companies or had white writers. But if you have YouTube, right, you can make your own films. You can get it out to a wide audience. And then once these companies see, the crowd that you're bringing in, the money that you're bringing in, and they allow you to do what you'd like to do with your own films, or you feel empowered to create your own film companies, make your own films. I think one thing that was really cool with Atlanta is that it was an all Black writers' room. If you look at older Black TV shows and films, most of those had white writers. I was actually just looking up Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like the creator was white. So, right, and we see that as like an iconic like show. But you can definitely see like the difference in having all Black writers and having a Black cinematographer. Ava DuVernay usually works with Bradford Young, which is one of my favorite cinematographers. And you could just see like the way that they light Black skin that is really overlooked when you have white cinematographers and white directors. We talk about issues that are like, that we can relate to, that are part of our day-to-day life, that just like Childish Gambino was saying, Donald Glover was saying, you can't really speak on the Black experience if you haven't like lived it, and a lot of white writers are missing the marks, and a lot of these Black shows and films that they were producing in the past. So,
I mean, how do we juxtapose that with, shows like, you do have Black people in them, like Empire, and then you have what's the guy there, the Precious director?
Lee Daniels.
Yeah, Lee Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets a lot of criticism, and Empire has gotten criticism as well. Should projects like these be considered in the Black Renaissance, or are they different? Are they some other take? Does it have that white lens on it?
I actually like Empire. I watch it. There are some things that are like corny or whatever, but I don't know. I enjoy it. Like, I think sometimes when people think of Black art or they think of good art, they have one idea of what good art looks like. Black shows can be Queen Sugar and can also be Empire. I watch both of them. I love both of them.
But I guess because they are occupying some space that everyone kind of benefits. So okay, yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah, and sorry, one more thing. Kind of when I know some people are talking about like the complexities of like representation of Black women, right? So somebody like Olivia Pope is a representation of Black woman, but Cookie Lyon is also a different representation of a Black woman.
Yeah.
Does that make either of them wrong? No, because we have very different lives,
I mean, does it matter who's really writing those characters, or is it just the character itself?
Well, I was just talking about like the actual character.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
But also like with shows like Scandal and Grey's Anatomy, like that's all Shondaland as well, a Black woman, who's producing and writing all of these shows.
And people didn't know that too.
Exactly.
And she was just on the radio today talking about producing those shows. So very interesting person too. I want to look her up some more. So what's the future hold for you as far as creating the film that you want to create?
Well, right now my focus is like cinematography, camera work, lighting, but I've had a lot of ideas as far as films that I would like to create over the years, but I'm not the most, verbal person. I'm not the best writer, and that's kind of like hindered me creating the films I really want to create. So I'm gonna put some work into actually writing the stories that I want to tell, and also thinking of like non-verbal, just visual ways of telling Black LGBT films. I actually worked on a film with Tim recently, and that's in the editing room right now, so that'll be out soon.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked too much about LGBT representation in films, and so you said that's one thing that you want to explore more.
Oh yes, definitely.
Is there a certain angle or topic that you want to cover the most, or you feel it's been neglected in current filmmaking?
I mean, there's so much like there's so few like representations of like black, queer, and trans people. There's like almost zero representations of black trans people. Like, and I always feel like our stories are really tragic. Like there's someone who commits suicide, or there's someone who dies from like a disease, or you know, they're kicked out of their home and they're homeless. And while these are like real tales, like there's so much more complexity to these people who experience these, who have these life experiences that I don't see in films. I also don't see just films of black, queer, and trans people just being happy, like just living day-to-day life, like you know, just regular, I don't know, regular lives.
No, I think you make a great point, because like it even goes back to the plain black experience, which is that drug dealer, gangbanger. But can I just be somebody on my couch playing video games? I mean, can I be a regular person? Right.
Or like, can I be both? You know, like.
Yeah.
Why is the person who's selling drugs not also like
somebody who likes to read a lot?
Also like painter, or likes to play Nintendo 64, PS4. You know, like you don't really see that. Like the characters are so like one dimensional. You know.